What is up, guys? Welcome back to me trying to replace my wife's income with thrifting and reselling on eBay. So today's probably the last day I'm going to get to go source for a couple days. So let's hop in the truck, go see what we can find. Sourcing with the truck is kind of not ideal, but it's what I have. I would like to have something way more like fuel efficient. Maybe we'll get there, but this is kind of like my work truck for my other business. So I have it. It's dependable, and it's what I have to drive. I don't want to drive the wife's car because in case of emergency, I want her to drive the car she's comfortable with. Car seat's already attached and ready to go for little man. So we're gonna go see what we can find. If you're new to this channel, I just released a video actually this morning as I'm recording this, but we brought my son home from the hospital. We were there like 65 days, and he's got a lot of like extra medical stuff. He needs a heart surgery in a few months, and he's got a lot of care to get him to that point. So the wife's staying home, she's not working, and we're trying to replace her income with thrifting and stuff like that. I still have a day job that I'm going to have to go back to in a couple weeks, and I have another side business that I'm working on building up as well. But that's really hard to take money out of because it's just kind of like a revolving door, because that business is on a big growth. So it's really hard to take money out of. So we're trying to thrift our way to replacing her income and make sure that we are financially independent. All right, guys, we're at our first thrift store. It is a Goodwill. It is kind of the closest thrift store to me. Definitely the closest Goodwill. Kind of live in the middle of nowhere, so this does hurt having to drive so much. But I did reset the tripometer. We're going to see what our average fuel mileage is and how many miles, and was it really worth it? And to get to the title of the video, how I screwed up my eBay store, I'll get to that near the end. I'll have to explain kind of what happened. Definitely my fault, but definitely some consequences of just like circumstance. But we'll get to that. We're at a thrift store. Let's jump in there and see what we can find. Okay, I was in there 2 seconds. This may sound bad, but there was somebody I knew in there, and I haven't seen them since we got home with the baby, and I knew if I went in there and talked to them, I would be in there for like an hour, and I just don't have that amount of time. So we're gonna keep it moving and maybe circle back to this one on the way back. But if I would have been in there, that would have just killed the day. I kind of feel bad about that, but I'm on a mission today. So let's hop back on the road and see what we can do. All right, after that long detour, we are back at a Goodwill. Now, I was here yesterday, so I'm not expecting much, but in the same parking lot, there's a Habitat for Humanity, which I don't usually get a lot at, but because they're in the same parking lot, kind of makes it easier. And there's another Goodwill down the street that, again, I was at yesterday, but we're here. We need to go just see if we can pick some stuff up. All right, so absolute bust. There was nothing in there. I already got a handful of stuff from yesterday, so I didn't want to waste my time. A lot of what I was seeing was the exact same stuff. So we're gonna go across the parking lot. It's right over there to Habitat for Humanity. All right, not feeling good. I left without getting anything. That place is very expensive. I think that camera bag I looked at sells for like $15 on eBay. Didn't even look up that $10 tripod. Now I do know they have like a sales rotation, so a lot of the stuff I saw was new, and after a little while it'll go like 50% off or whatever. I'm guessing that's what they're banking on. But that place isn't really a thrift store anymore. It's kind of turned into just like a regular old furniture store. Like, I don't know what they got going on. All right, we got a stack of shirts. Go through them, make sure they're good, get out of here. Right, so it was pretty hectic in there, and what I'm mostly looking at right now is like shirts, like button-ups, polos, and stuff like that. And there was another reseller right on the other side, going on one row of shirts, and I was going on the other. So I was like, crap, I don't have time to film or anything. Let me just get through here, and let's get what we can get. Now we got 6 items. We spent $27. I'll just show you real quick what we got. I got a Volcom, like button-up dress shirt. It's got a cool pattern on it. And Volcom's just one of those like old school, like I grew up with, you know, brands. So everything is like $4.30 a piece. So less than $5 a piece. My goal is to try to at least triple my money. So if there's anything that has any sales less than like $15, I'm not doing it. So I'm trying to at least triple my money, and that'll kind of protect what I got going on. So the next thing, I think it's the last thing I grabbed, is this Orvis kind of like linen shirt. It's very nice. I think it'll do pretty good. My goal is to also not buy any more jackets unless it's a really good deal. It is the end of January, so I feel like most everybody already has a jacket. I know that it is probably the worst season for selling right now, but is what it is. I feel like it might be a pretty good season for buying. I did pick up like 3 Vineyard Vines whale shirts. There was one more, but it didn't have the whale on it, so I did not get that. Nothing too crazy, but again, I think they're at least 15 bucks. So, you know, $4.50 into 15, that's not bad. So got one of those. We got this pattern, again, same thing. And I believe this one, yep, this pattern too. All Vineyard Vine whale shirts. And then the last, I think this is good. I hear this brand multiple times, and I was pretty excited when I found it. It is a large button-up Peter Millar. So I think Peter Millar is pretty good. So pretty happy about that. Let's go ahead and jump on to the next. I found this really cool FJ polo, but tiny hole there, tiny burn hole there. That's unfortunate. Man, we fought hard in that store and came out with nothing. But I'm more proud that we caught those burn marks and didn't buy anything that we can't make money off of. So we'll take that as a win. All right, this next place is Cause for Paws. It's like an animal shelter thrift store. I forgot all about it. I've only been here once before. Let's check it out. All right, so that last store was pretty cool. They have the cats. Like, that's kind of the whole deal. Is this a thrift store? I think it's mainly cats. I don't know if it's all animals, but like they're kind of like a rescue and help all that. And you can go in there and hold the cats and play with the cats. So that's kind of cool too. Have a lot of stuff, and I like that they actually have a discount rotation. I really hated there was a bunch of Duluth Trading pants, but all of them were stained. And there was like a 3X Callaway polo, stained pretty bad though. So still worth going back to. I think they got a lot of women's stuff. I wish the wife was with me to kind of help me through that. I don't know much about women's stuff, but I did get a pair of Vulcan pants. The sale rate was not crazy, but it was 15% off. So I rounded up and only paid $4 for a pair of Vulcan pants. Even if I sell them for $14, $15, or even $12, like that's still kind of my 3 times rule. So it's okay. But we got another Goodwill right there, so hopefully we'll do better. Found this David Donahue shirt. He's super cheap to ship. Pretty good shape. Alright, so we just went into like a church thrift store. It's like a mega church. It's got a thrift store attached to it. And my battery died in the camera, so we'll show you what we got. The cool thing was they had a bunch of stuff. Not a lot of good stuff, just normal stuff, but everything was 50% off adult clothing today. So we spent $8. Got 3 things. So we got this Voyager like short sleeve dress shirt. That's actually really cool. There was like one sold comp of that exact thing, print and everything, for like 15 bucks. And it being like $2.50, like I'll take that risk. And then we got an Orvis long sleeve Troutman shirt. Again, basically like $2.50, or each thing is about $2.70 roughly. And then to top it off, which is the first thing we grabbed, was this Carhartt kind of like work shirt. It's all tan, but it's got the big pockets. And again, all 3 of those, $8, and I believe probably 2 15ers and 120. So not bad. We're going to head to one more Goodwill, the very first one we tried to go to today, and then we're going to go home. It's been a long day. I haven't gotten near as many products as I really wish I could have, but it's getting late, so we're going to get what we get and go home. All right, guys, I kind of went on autopilot and completely forgot to film. So we didn't really pick up much. We got 3 things. Decent store. Would have liked to have gone in there in the morning and see what was there completely, but that's okay. It's been a long day. It's time to go home after this. We're not too far from home, so I'm ready to end it. But we got a Timberland polo. It's extra large, but it's pretty big, and that was pretty nice. Sold comps were kind of all over the place, but at least $15. And we picked up, what is this, another David Donahue. I believe we got another one today, but cool print again, at least 15 bucks, I hope. And then first time seeing one at a thrift store, we got a LL Bean nice button up. There's a nice button up right there, so that was pretty cool. But let's get home. We'll take all this inside and tell you how I hopefully have not ruined my eBay store and wrap this up. All right, we made it home, and before I get out of the truck, I wanted to tell you guys about the mileage, because I did say I was going to do that. So we went about 107 miles. Not great. It's kind of high mileage, and my phone just died. So gotta do this from memory. Didn't bring a phone charger, which is bad. Luckily, we got out of all the stores before my phone died, but we did 107 miles, 17.6 miles per gallon. Not terrible for the truck. Would much rather have a high efficient car, but gas was $2.42 a gallon, so that was like huge help. That equated to like $14.71, I think it was. So basically one of these shirts is a wash. Unfortunately, gas does play a big role, and living in the middle of nowhere does not help the situation. But we're going to go upstairs, get these items going, and we'll kind of do an overview and probably stop rambling, because I don't know how long this video is. I had planned to do like a whole big like week-long thing, but I think my thrifting trip just had so much more going on that we'll probably wrap up with today and what we got going on, and we'll start another video. Comment down below if you like any of this, like the format, have any tips or tricks, and if you've made it this far, you know, please hit that like button and subscribe. We're trying to make a difference and see what we can do with becoming financially independent, because my wife's not getting paid. So hopefully we can bridge that gap to where she can go back to work. Hopefully little man's health is all good. We will see. But for now, let's sling some stuff on eBay and try to make some cash. All right, guys, we are back from a full day of thrifting, and I took everything out, and I think we have 14 items. And let me show you the very best that I think we did. So I think this Carhartt like work jacket, it's got the double big pockets, nice tan color, extra large, good size. I think this is going to be our best one. I think we got about $2.70 into it. Definitely saw some sold comps around 25 bucks. So marginally, I think this is going to be our biggest winner. We did not get as many items as I had hoped to get. I guess 13 tops, 1 pair of pants. Not quite what I had hoped we were going to do. But nonetheless, that is what we have. Let's jump into our store. So currently we have 79 items listed. I have some more clothes to list. I think I've got those 14 items and then 2 other tops, I believe, that I didn't list last night. So we need to get that going. I want to get to over 100 listings as soon as possible. And a big way of doing that, if you didn't watch our last episode, is Pokemon cards. So we have a bunch of Pokemon cards. Now, a lot of them aren't worth a bunch of money. I show you this one because that is the only sold item we have right now. But I attribute the cost of these as 0 because it's something I have and something I've had for a long time. So they're pretty easy to ship. I have a bunch of shipping supplies already, and we sold this for a whopping, I think, $2 or $3. I think it was $2.96 after everything, and it's going to be about $1.30 to ship. So we're going to basically say we made $1. So we made $1 on that. Or the profit, one whole dollar. I don't think that's pretty good, but we need to fix a problem. I told you that we kind of ruined our eBay store, and I think this is going to help. But how is selling Pokemon cards going to help our eBay store? Let me tell you how. So I've resold in the past and just, used eBay as a good way to like clear items out of the house. And I just kind of enjoy thrifting and yard selling. And sometimes we get stuff for us, but sometimes if it's a really good deal, I just like to throw it up on eBay, sell it, and, have a pretty good win. I like that. Well, when we went to the hospital to get little man born, that was, a few months ago, there's still a few things on my eBay store that just hadn't sold, and I just kind of forgot about it. It's like less than 10 items. And at some point, I didn't realize it, I got logged out on my eBay app. And while I was away and not paying too much attention, and I was logged out of the eBay app, so I wasn't getting notifications, and the email that's linked to that account I don't use often, I sold something and didn't know it. So the item sold. Of course, I never shipped it. And the buyer was, I'm sure, mad. Opened up a case, which he needed to do, because I don't know if he messaged me. I didn't get on there. I didn't see it. And I realized I was logged out. And he opened a case. Of course, eBay tried to reach out. Nothing. So that case got ruled in his favor. The money had to go back, and I had a really big ding on the account. And then furthermore, one of the last things I did sell, I guess got damaged in shipping, and I got a bad review. I guess I didn't package it up good enough. And then one of the very first things I sold getting back into this was a Crash Bandicoot game for PS4. It was a personal game. I knew it worked great and listed it, took pictures of this disc surface. I guess it had a couple smudges on it. Game works fine. The buyer gave me a neutral, which I appreciate that, a neutral review, because there were smudges on the game. Now, he did say that it works perfectly fine. He just didn't appreciate the smudges. So I got a few bad reviews. Now, that's my fault. It's 100% my fault. But I don't want to start a new eBay account, because I think I've had this one since like 2012 or something. And there's a lot of like new things you have to unlock if you have a new account. I don't want to go down that road, because right now I think I can list 250 items for free a month, which I need to jump on that, because I have a lot of cards to list. So I need to get as many listed before the end of January as possible. But going back to the cards, going full circle here, how is this going to help fix the store? So basically, I've had a lot of good reviews. I try to always leave positive feedback, and if there's an issue, I have no problem trying to fix things. I own my own business. Things happen. Even personally, when I go places or go and deal with companies, I never get mad when there's a problem. I only get mad if the problem's not resolved. Things happen. So I don't get upset about it. But being a store owner and a small business owner, when things do happen, I'll try to go above and beyond to take care of it, because you do want a good customer experience. So I feel really bad about those last couple dealings, I guess. Obviously my head's not been quite in everything with everything I had going on, but that's a personal problem. So we're trying to take care of it. So that is my vow going forward. We're going to kind of wrap this video up here. I'm not going to be able to source for the next few days. Probably not even going to be able to list tomorrow. Tomorrow's pretty busy. It's Sunday for me, and funny enough, we're doing Christmas. It might be January 17th or 18th, whatever it is, but we're going to be doing Christmas because you're in the hospital during Christmas, and little man never seen a tree, so my parents actually kept their Christmas tree up. We're going to go over there tomorrow and do Christmas. Little man's first Christmas. It's going to be cool. So we're going to spend most of the day over there. So I'm going to try to get some work done tonight. I want to get over 100 listings. Monday is a holiday, so there won't be any shipping or thrifting then. Maybe we can get a lot of listings done. So there won't be no doctor's appointments either. So that's kind of nice. Try to get a lot of work done. I'm gonna edit this video, try to get it out as soon as possible because I'm just trying to pump these videos out. So hopefully y'all can see it. Maybe you can comment some suggestions, some help, whatever. But I do appreciate the subscribers that I do already have. I have 3 already as I've filmed this, and we got some views. So that's pretty cool. I need to do some shorts and just try to get things more active. I did see a lot of stuff today that I wish I could have picked up. There was a few things that are pretty bummer. It was just really soiled, a couple burn marks. That was kind of disappointing. I really hoped I had gotten more stuff, but it is what it is. Jackets, I'm kind of nervous with now because I've got some pullovers and some jackets and some different stuff, and I don't know if it's going to sell or not. A lot of the stuff I'm picking up I think is more spring wear, which is good. We're in a kind of a buying season, not a selling season, so I feel like we have to put in a lot of work before the curve goes up and just try to get that store volume up, because if you have more items listed, you'll get more sales just because you can cast a wider net. The Pokemon cards are going to be pretty popular. Now, once they're gone, they're gone. Me and my wife are still going through the house and trying to find stuff that we don't need and list that stuff too. So we'll see what happens. But I appreciate y'all being along for the ride. Comment down below if you have any suggestions or just want to say hello. Was there anything I picked up that was probably really stupid? Let me know. Like if you don't mind, subscribe, because you're probably not subscribed, but I appreciate every single one of you.